Hi, it's Peg and Des on
Mistresses.
So Savvy and Harry are reconciling?
Yes, I think Harry's business partner and friend who reminded him that Savvy cleaned out her bank account to start his dream was a strong push towards his front door.
I thought it was incredibly mercenary, to be honest. He was like, goes home and he's like, I think I would like to continue making the lamb. I think I need to reconcile with Savvy.
Yes.
And my favorite part was he goes, don't quit that job, babe. Don't do that. You don't start over at a new company. It's fine.
All on the strength of some lamb. I think it's very interesting that Lamb is saving this relationship. But what I also found interesting was, so Savvy goes, she stays at the job, but then decides to go to the company retirement party,
yes.
Takes Harry, who decides that this is just going to be a dick swinging opportunity, gets in the door and punches Dom in the face.
Listen, you know what? I thought Dom deserved a punch in the face. You're going to openly sleep with this man's wife, and then you're going to roll up and be like, congratulations.
Oh, he was so bold.
I mean, I was like, that's right, Harry. Punch him in the face. Stay away from me. If you know you slept with my wife, honestly, you should be on the other side of the room.
That's very true. I did think that Dom was very inappropriate for even being near Harry. I see you at the bar, I go to the bathroom.
Right.
I see you in the bathroom, I go to the bar.
Right.
That's really how that should have gone.
So he got punched in the face deservedly, and then he says to Savvy, you don't even know who the father of this baby is, do you?
That's right. That little mulatto child could still be in there.
Yes.
I'm excited about that. I can't wait to see what happens with those two.
Well, it's going to be a long 9 months for Savvy, I feel.
Yes.
She's in for it with them. So let's talk about Karen, boring old Karen. She's still dealing with Sam. Now it seems like he's stalking her. First of all, what is going on in Karen's life that she even has that many security cameras around her property?
I was thinking the same thing, but I was also wondering, is that a typical practice of people who work with, like, in a psychiatry profession, in light of some of the patients you may be dealing with?
No. I actually interned for a psychologist. He had no cameras.
Right,
No.
okay, so he was just out there in the wild.
He's out there in the wild, taking his chances. His house was right on the corner of a Park Slope on the corner. He's fine, no cameras.
I don't know what that was about. And then when camera 2 went out, I was on dun dun dun, dun dun dun. But I thought it was very interesting that she called Gary Dourdain, whose name I will never know. He'll always be Gary Dourdain.
Gary Dourdain looks really old to me. He looks very old-managed in this episode. I was like, wow, like, you've really aged.
Well, that's all that post-CSI crack he was doing. You remember that? Yeah, that crack face.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yes.
It's taking a toll, Gary Dourdain. It's taking a toll.
I think he's trying to come back, and he's going to start with this Asian woman.
I guess. I mean, I felt no chemistry. He was trying really hard. He's hitting on her. I didn't feel it.
I also didn't understand what she was doing. I didn't quite get it. So this man investigated your case, caused you all kinds of heart palpitations for several weeks. He is now off the case. You are quote unquote free and clear in your mind, and then you call him over to your house in the dead of night. He gets there, y'all sit down and have this regular dry conversation. He tries to hit you with a lip smack, and you say, oh no, I have been in this type of trouble before. I can't do that. What are you doing? I thought she was going to call him over and be like, listen, camera 2 is out. Can you please fix that?
Well, he clearly offered her to help her with her floodlights as an excuse for a date. And so I thought it was actually some nerve of her to call him up and say, actually do come over and fix stuff in my house, please.
I don't understand where she's going, and I also find the relationship between her and her partner therapist to be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I would have thought that she would have called someone like him, because he actually seems like he's close to her, he's a friend to her, but I don't know what's going on, why she would rely upon Gary Dourdain, the stranger, as opposed to someone that she's in business with.
Yeah, I didn't get that. That was just a, what do you call it, a plot device to have him come over there.
Right.
She should be scared out of her wits, though, because Sam, he's out of control. I don't know what he is.
cray cray in the driveway, looking in the side mirror back at her as she gets the newspaper off the front lawn. And I said, I can't do it. First of all, who's still reading the newspaper? But anyways.
Right.
Anyways.
Anyway, let's move on to April.
Yes.
Richard, and April's dead husband.
Oh, hold your tongue. He is not dead.
I know. It seems like he might not be dead, but you weren't sure if he was an apparition. Is she just feeling guilty over the fact that she's now moving on in a relationship?
Yes.
She signed over the store to the dead husband's mistress.
Still with no documentation from the mistress. I talked about this last week, and every time I see this woman bust a move, I just hear a hee-haw in the background. It's like, hee-haw, April's on screen, hee-haw. I'm tired of her. How do you sign over 1/5 of your establishment without having any kind of documentation or proof from the woman that the claims that she's making are true?
Well, now we see that the husband's lurking about, and I'm thinking he's not dead.
Yes.
And he's thinking, that's too little a percentage. I really am going to need you to cough up more of that money.
Oh, wait. You think dead husband is still with mistress,
yes,
comes back to get more Skrilla from first wife.
That is what I'm thinking.
That's interesting. What I also thought was interesting is that in light of her financial woes, she took her engagement ring or wedding ring to the cemetery, left it on the plot, and then rolled out. I was thinking to myself, young lady, that's an opportunity to come up on a few checks.
Well, I was thinking maybe I should start trolling the cemeteries, see what I could find.
Yes.
If people are leaving diamond rings around,
Yeah.
I mean,
not bad.
I could clean up.
Not bad.
You know?
I also am not feeling the romance between April and Richard. Something about their situation feels incredibly contrived. I am incredibly bored by Richard.
Yes.
When they ran her store, I think a couple episodes back, and they had sex on a bed that she's going to soon sell to someone who doesn't know any better.
Which you found very disgusting.
It was putridly disgusted by that.
She changed the sheets. She said, I changed the sheets.
No one walks into a Sleepy's and says, excuse me, can you please sell me the bed that you just got your rocks off on? So anyways, I find their storyline to be so boring. And even when they were in that bed having sex and I was supposed to imagine it was hot and passionate and they're rolling off of each other, I had one eye closed. I said, I don't get it from you two. You have no chemistry for me.
Yeah, I know. She's so pretty, but
she's
no
a
chemistry.
very pretty girl.
What about Joss and her boss, who I thought there was a burgeoning chemistry between?
Right.
But he took one look at Joss's lesbian friend Alex.
Yes.
And he was like, humana.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Right. So Joss and the lesbian friend, I still can't quite tell if Joss is interested in the friend or if the friend is interested in Joss. I'm still trying to understand the dynamic between the two. They've messed around.
Yes.
But I don't know if there's still anything left in the pipeline for either of them.
The friend is still interested in Joss.
Okay.
Joss knows this and is playing on that for emotional support. While she tries to figure her life out.
I see.
She's living on everybody's couches. Why is this woman who has a job
as a real estate agent,
who clearly is successful, who sells houses like easily, always sleeping on somebody's couch? I do not have rentals. Even Alex, the lesbian friend, found herself a cheap rental somewhere.
Right.
Why can't you, Joss? Why can't you? I don't understand it.
Well, like Savvy said at the end of episode before last, she basically called her irresponsible and said that she wasn't living the life that Savvy felt like she should be living or could be living. So maybe that's part of it. Joss is underachieving in a lot of ways. Maybe just not taking care of herself. I don't know.
I think she's waiting for Harry and Savvy's marriage to break up so she can move on in on Harry's house, live there in the house.
She wouldn't be so bold.
I believe it. I'm still waiting on that storyline.
Oh, wow. Okay. I was excited about that storyline, especially after Savvy just disrespected the mess out of her sister. But after Joss moved out and then it looks like Harry and Savvy are going to reconcile, I wasn't quite sure where that was going to go, if that could ever come about.
We'll see what that child comes out like, because
that's right.
That's going to be like the weak point in that reconciliation if that kid comes out looking like Dominic.
Well, here's the thing. In the upcoming episode, we saw in the previews, you see Harry telling Savvy, if that baby comes out and it has a tint of Negro in it, I am going to leave you, or you're going to kill that Negro child. That's what Harry.
I did not see. I keep missing the previews. My DVR.
I'm telling you, he didn't outright say kill the baby, but he definitely said it's going to be either me or the baby if the baby isn't mine, which means that you either need to give it up for adoption or terminate. I mean, that's what I intimated
well, you can't
from
terminate.
that.
I mean, she does the paternity test.
Right, she can terminate because she's supposed to get the results of that very advanced paternity test that she ordered. So she still technically has a window to get rid of the child.
Wow, that is harsh. We'll see what happens next week.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So please subscribe to our channel and follow us on Twitter at Peg and Des.
And make sure to watch our videos on couples therapy, love and hip hop, and Princesses Long Island.
Bye.
Bye.